Hello, children. I, Anita Vikas Kadam from Hindustan Antibiotic School, Pimpri, managed by Deccan Education Society, welcome you for an history lesson. What? History makes you feel boring? This lesson is something different. It only will not talk about the past, but today we are going to see how history will be applied in our life. Yes, you heard it right. We are going to see lesson number 3, applied history. Are you ready with me? Applied history. It's the study of application of history for the benefit of people in the present and future. So, come out of the notion that history is only the knowledge about the past. It has no connection or no application in our life, in today's life, because here we are going to talk about the application of history for the benefit of people in the present as well as in the future. Is it sounding right to you? Yes. Guidance in finding solutions to contemporary social issues and incorporate them in the social planning. So the knowledge of history will help us to get solution for the present situation problems. Yes, you heard it right. And also make them useful in the future too. So public history, it is also known as public history, is the history meaningful in everyday life, connecting people to history. I have a beautiful picture here in front of you. Can you see this hourglass? Yes, you are seeing that all the sand has gone down. But you know what? All the sand, all the time, all the past that has gone down, that has gone away, is not a waste. The sand collected here is a useful resource for us to understand the present, to understand and helpful in our future. So this is what we are going to learn in this lesson. Applied history and research various fields. The projects and programs of applied history, they create opportunities for people to participate along with technical experts. So it helps us for tourism, creates interest in history among people. So they can volunteer to participate in conservation and preservation projects in their city. As we have seen that applied history is the scientific knowledge of history and experience to solve the present problems of human betterment. And public history, we have seen, is the action or approach that allows historical knowledge to reach the public, key finding about the past, and communicate these results and insights to public in large, in meaningful and in springing ways. So we are going to see the different field. The direction of future development in every field is dependent on the state of available knowledge. So any research, anything that we need to find out, we have to depend on what has already happened. And this we get it from nowhere else but from history. If we talk about philosophy, what is philosophy? Philosophy has been described as a set of tools for thinking clearly about difficult or obscure problems. It is the understanding and origin of various ideologies, development of intellectual traditions, giving rise to those ideologies. Then in this philosophy, there is language of expression, understanding of self, not only the ideas, but then how do we communicate these ideas? Language is required. And understanding of self and nature of human society and humanity as whole. As we all know that philosophy is a Greek word, philosophia, that is love for wisdom and study of general and fundamental questions about existence, how life got started, then knowledge, values, reasons, mind and language. All this is connected and made to known as philosophy. It is closely related to religion, mathematics, natural science, education and politics, intellectual, cultural and a search for knowledge itself. So applied history you can understand through philosophy. When we talk about knowledge, how can we be left far behind in science? Science is about understanding the chronological order of scientific discoveries, inventions, and theories. We all know that curiosity is mother of invention. The need, when there is a need, then the discoveries take place. Now, when you talk about today's situation, this pandemic situation, and the whole world is searching for the vaccine for corona, why was it not done before? Were people not knowing about it? Or people did not have enough scientists working for it? But there was not the need. So when now the need is there, the whole world is working on it. So, and the chronological order, how things have been discovered, invented, one after the another, how it went on moving ahead with the cause-effect chain that led to those discoveries and inventions. Because every cause and effect will be there. And scientific discoveries, inventions are often the effects of human efforts to fulfill a need and curiosity. The efforts are based on already available scientific knowledge. So whatever work has been carried out, it is carried out by the knowledge which is already there. And this you get it from history. So there is a history of science too. Talk about science, the next thing that comes to our mind is definitely technology. What is technology? You know what? From last year, your science textbook is known as Science and Technology. Earlier, till grade 8, it was known as General Science. Now, why is it known as Science and Technology? Technology is nothing but application of science. So when you apply the knowledge, it is known as technology. So understanding the changes and their causes in the field of agriculture, production, commodity production. So when the science knowledge was there, it was used. You can see this lighthouse. You can see this handheld calculator, the first one. When all this knowledge is being used, it is known as technology. So it is not restricted to only science. It is this knowledge we are using in agriculture. Earlier we know man used man-made ways of cultivating. Now it's been done by machines. And the production has increased in many folds. Not only in the matter of agriculture, any commodity production today it's been done by through machines, through technology. And it's becoming more simple, more useful, more human-friendly. Architecture, you name it and it is there. Engineering, it is necessary to know the history of technology. So when you are working on technology, know the history, how it got started, how things started, how it was made. We all know how the invention of wheel, when wheel was invented, we know when people were in one particular place, they were not moving, they were staying near the place where water was available. And when the wheel was invented, they started moving from one place to another in search of food and in quest of many things. And this wheel also helped to invent machines. And in machines, then there is no end. So we need to know the history of technology to understand and think of any development in mechanization and the mutual dependence between science and technology. We have seen that how people started moving and the whole thing they got connected with other people, and then there's something grew up, and that was industry, and that the services started between people, and that's commerce. The field of mutual social transaction expands with growth of industry and trade. It also promotes continuous development of cultural interaction. So in the industry and in commerce, where people keep coming and there is business, there is growth, there is give and take, there is buy and sell, but that doesn't remain only till there. What also takes place is continuous development of cultural interaction. When people from two different communities, two different countries, two different states, when they come along and have their business, they also exchange their culture. They also get to know each other's culture, the way of living, their festivals, their food style. Everything is shared. The nature of human relationship and the social organization has continued to change. So it's not been in their same place. It is evolving, it is moving, it is changing. It is necessary, therefore, to study the history of culture, social organization, and economic institution of any place, any country, any people that you want to deal with in the form of your e-commerce or in the form of your trade, in the form of import-export. So all this knowledge has to be understood. Suppose if a person from a country is going and he is having an interaction with the people of German, and he just goes there, and if he wants to communicate with them, but if he has done his homework of understanding the culture of people of Germany, their festivals, their way of life, their discipline, their language, their customs, then he will be most welcome out there. And he would be in a better position to have a better trade with them. Don't you feel so? So, how important is history? That only provides us with all this kind of knowledge. So, to understand the development, it is necessary to understand the history of culture, social organization, and economic institutions. What follows that is management studies. Few years before, this management studies was not a big market like today what you see. A few people here and there would be a part of it, doing, yes, you named it, MBA, Masters in Business. But now it's come to BBA. Even in the bachelor's, they are into studies. Now, what is the need that one person has to study management? Is it not that one particular industry is set up and people are there and they are working? What does a manager do? A manager will understand the chain of production. He will understand the psychology of people working there. He will understand the people's way of working. And a good manager can double up the production. If he knows how to motivate them, if he knows how to manage, then nothing like it. So factors involved in the chain of production, such as means of production, human resource, and process of production, as well as chain of market, It is not that the industry is producing something and it is just after production the work is over. They need to go and sell those products. They need to approach people in the market. They need to have sales management. So for all this, the study of management comes. It is essential to understand the psychological character of people working at various levels in the chain of production and marketing for healthy management. The knowledge of history in this regard makes the management at various levels easier. It is said that those who cannot learn from history are doomed to repeat it. So, if you get the knowledge from history, it will help you in stopping you from creating the same mistakes. What are the functions of management? The management will have planning, organizing, leading, controlling, and many more. So after the Industrial Revolution, it allowed companies to grow, and now it's growing in fourfolds, and therefore the big need of management has arisen. And to determine the most efficient way to complete and work and finish the task is the main work of the manager. A great manager can double the capacity of their people. And it is rightly said that management is a skill which can be obtained through the studies and which will enable the companies to progress in a better way because of these management skills. The next field that we are going to see is arts. What is arts? Aesthetic form, a beautiful thing. Now, it can be in the form of, it can be man-made, it can be in the form of visual, architecture, sculpture, painting, film, photography, graphic arts, video art, and now something called computer art. It's important to understand the various art forms and their style of expression and the foundation in the form of intellectual, emotional, and cultural tradition. Every art form talks about the emotion. Every art form talks about the cultural and the tradition of those people. So engraved shells, which were created by the Homo erectus people dating as far as 50 million years ago. That means to express your feeling through art was the practice even at the time of Homo erectus people. So all these art forms, when you understand them, when you have a good study about them, different places will have different art form, different countries, and what is the origin, how it got into this, how it progressed, how it evolved. That will help you to understand the place, the people, and definitely the future of them in a better manner. When we talk about humans, art form, when you talk about all the things related to human, how can humanities be behind? Humanities, it includes disciplines like history, archaeology, sociology, anthropology, political science, economics, etc. It gave rise to various mythological stories about the origin of the world, how the universe got started, how the human life started, the god and goddesses, and their philosophical explanation. This knowledge helps you to understand that. The thing is that after studying all this in the past, is it applied history useful in our present? Yes, definitely. This heritage links us with the origin, and it becomes necessary to preserve and conserve for the future, for the benefit of all the people of future generation. Applied history is concerned with preservation and conservation of heritage and make it accessible to people. Heritage management creates opportunity of employment, understanding our present and finding the right direction for the benefit of the future. So, management of cultural and natural heritage. When you talk about cultural heritage, there are two types. Tangible cultural heritage, that means which you can touch and feel. It includes ancient sites, buildings, artifacts, manuscripts, sculptures, painting, etc. Intangible cultural heritage, it is the oral tradition. It can be the language, social customs, rituals, festivals, style of performing arts, certain traditional skills, communities, they all come under intangible cultural heritage. When you talk about natural heritage, that is fauna, the animal kingdom, flora, the plant kingdom, and we are talking about ecology, all the things involved in a particular system. Here, if you say, I'll give you a nice example of natural heritage about Khas Plateau in the district of Satara. It is a natural heritage, so it has to be taken care of. It has to be, protected, preserved for the next generations to see. Now, management of cultural and natural heritage. So it is the essential for the benefit of future generation to preserve our heritage. So students, UNESCO, the global organization, has announced some directives and objective of protecting the cultural and natural heritage. UNESCO takes care of all the World Heritage Sites. The work and conservation and preservation of cultural heritage falls under the jurisdiction. Now that we're talking about the whole world as such, but in India it is done by INTAC, that is Indian National Trust for Art and Cultural Heritage. Let's see the glance of our heritage: oral and intangible, Kutiyattam, Sanskrit theatre, then tradition of Vedic chanting, Ram Leela, Raman, the religious festival, Kalbelia, folk songs and dance of Rajasthan, Chau dance, a tradition from Eastern India, Mudiyat, a ritual theatre of Kerala, Buddhist chanting of Ladakh, recitation of sacred Buddhist text in the Trans-Himalayan, then Sankirtana, ritual singing, drumming and dancing of Manipur, traditional craft of making utensils from Punjab, even yoga is an Indian traditional intangible heritage. And here we are seeing about the world cultural heritage. The list is given: Agra Fort, Ajanta, Verul, Taj Mahal, then group of Mahabalipuram, Sun Temple, Church and Convents of Goa, Fatehpur Sikri, group of monuments of Hampi, Khajuraho group of monuments, Elephanta Caves. Children, you might be wondering, what are these years? In that particular year, it was not created. This particular site came to be known as World Heritage in that particular year. Okay, so the great living Chola temples, and the list is here. Can go through Red Fort, Jantar Mantar. Till 2017, the Ahmedabad, it is known as historical city. World Natural Heritage Sites. These are natural ones, and this one, Kanchenjunga National Park, it is a mixed. It is world natural as well as cultural. So what fields of profession can we choose with the help of study of history? Some people believe that if they take up history, they may not find any job opportunity. That's not right. See, you can be a journalist, you can be a librarian, a lawyer, archaeologist, consultants in museum, researcher. Yes, you heard it right. Researchers. That only a science does not need research. Researchers need to be done in history too. Historian, professor, filmmaker, and many more. So in summary, what did we learn about? We learned the meaning of applied history. I'm sure you understood what is applied history. The application of knowledge of history in our life to solve our present problem and helpful to in the future too is known as applied history. So applied history and research. We have seen the research in various fields. You remember? Yes, we have seen in philosophy, in science, technology, industry and commerce, management studies, arts, humanities, and then we also have seen applied history and our present. Is that knowledge of that history any useful to us in our today's field, in our today's time? And if you see it thoroughly, yes, it is. Then we have also seen the management of, and if it is needed, and how we have to conserve and preserve what is good from the past. And that is but management of cultural and natural heritage. When you are understanding the management of cultural and natural heritage, you have to take care how to preserve. When you are preserving, you don't have to hurt the sentiments of the people. You have to know the psychology of the people. You have to take the help of the local people. For that, you have to first know the history of those fields. And then only you can know to manage the cultural and natural heritage. And we also have seen the professions, affiliated professional fields that one can take up. Yes, one can actually take up any profession with the help of the knowledge of history. So this all we have seen in today's lesson in applied history. I'm sure the notion that history is only for the past and not useful for present has vanished from your mind. You have understood that history is also useful. History can be applied in our day-to-day life. So kindly do it and change this mindset about history. I'm sure you must have enjoyed. I enjoyed being with you. Goodbye, children.